Hello and welcome to our quarterly full coalition meeting for the Close Community Coalition, the Coalition of Longmeadow organizing substance education for the community. Thank you so much for joining us remotely, folks. We would love to go around and just have people introduce themselves. And if it's your first meeting, and if it's a frequent meeting, share your sector that you represent, if it's a parent or a school staff member or law enforcement or health sector, that sort of thing. The organization you might represent, that sort of thing. And I think you know what I love for like an icebreaker? Say your name, your sector, and something that's been bringing you life lately, which has been, my buddy asked that, which is a nice question. He's a total weirdo, but it's a great question. Does Brian want to get us started from LCTV, our great partner with our local community cable access television channel?
Sure, I can go. Let's see. I don't know why. There we go. Brian Gazaska, LCTV, the media sector. Been helping with some PSAs with Paul. And what brings me to life during COVID is, oh my God, working on my basement has been very enjoyable. And my cats, and of course my wife, but she's not home. She's actually has to go to work. But my cats at least keep me company because I'm by myself all day. So there you go.
I see, if we're going clockwise, I see Amy.
Hello, my name's Amy. It's Chonfalione for all of those who wondered how to pronounce it correctly. I'm a parent of 2 teenagers in town, and I'm also a registered nurse at Bay State.
Whoa, health sector and parent?
Yeah.
Double threat?
So this is my first meeting, so I've been really wanted to be part of this for a long time, and so here I am.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Aww.
For coming. This is my 12-year-old going on 3.5. Whoa. It's just about bedtime for the special munchkin. Henry, you want to say hi? No, of course not. Of course not. How was your tub?
Good.
Good. Okay, great. How was everyone else's tub? That's one other question I wanted to ask. So thank you so much, Amy. Thanks so much for joining us. It's really exciting to have a new member join us. And I see Chris Rich counterclockwise.
I am Chris Rich. I am part of the parent sector. I've got 2 kids in the Longmeadow school system and one that just graduated from it. And the thing that a lot of things bring me with joy, and every day I record a children's story and I release it on my YouTube channel, and that has been super fun, and that's brought me lots of joy.
You're Chris Rich. You're famous. Henry looks at those all the time. Henry, that's Chris. She reads those books. Yeah, she's so famous.
Hey, Henry.
And I see Shelley Warren next.
Okay, it's funny. Our screens are all different based on the order that you're going in. I'm Shelley Warren, and I work at the school. So I'm also a parent of 1 high schooler. And something that brings me life right now, very lately, I'm really enjoying the Christmas lights. Like, you know, I know people have hung up more than usual, but just driving around town, there's so many pretty things people have done with their houses. So, and since it's so dark all the time right now, I'm enjoying seeing other people's decorations.
Thanks, Shelley. And I see Jan Lamberg next.
Hello, everybody. I can't get my camera to work, even though I paid a dude a lot of money to look at this computer. But hey, in the time of COVID, am I going back? No. So anyway, I guess I'm jumping in. Is the goal to introduce a little who my title is or something, or?
Yeah, we're going around. We're saying our
Oh,
name, the sector we represent. So I imagine that would be the Western Mass group you're with. And then we're answering a question. What's something that's brought you life recently?
oh, okay. Yep. So Jan Lamberg, I'm with a program called the Support Network. That's a subcontracted service of the Department of Mental Health for Western Mass. And I'm trilingual, mostly Spanish speaking most days. What's brought me joy is exercise. I have become a fiend of biking. Well, the kayak is now in the basement, but biking, hiking, and swimming, chlorine or not, yes, moving is good. So that's my story.
Thanks, Jan. I see Amy Higgins in the car.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, my screen is different too, Shelley, the order that we're going in. It's like a guessing game. Oh, who's next? I don't think this is not my first meeting, but is it my first board meeting? I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. It might be my first official board meeting. So Amy Higgins, I believe I represent the parent sector, but I also work in the world of well-being. And so one of the things that has kept me going recently is I do have a new job over the last few months, and I've been able to, I've been asked to focus on how to develop a strategy to help the employees of my company stay healthy. And it has been keeping me really focused on all of the different ways that we can take care of ourselves mentally, emotionally, physically, socially, spiritually, and all of that. So it kind of has been keeping me focused on myself as well as how to help other people with their well-being. So, and can I say two things, Paul?
Sorry, Amy, we're going to have to move on. Let's go ahead and, of course,
We
Amy.
have not had a kitchen for a year. And I have a kitchen and a dining room. And it's such a cool thing. And it's been making me really happy.
That's amazing.
I know.
Thank you so much. We'll go over to Jennifer Thompson.
Well, hello, everybody. I'm an interested parent. I've got a daughter who's in 9th grade at the high school this year. So we've had the fun transition to, hey, here's high school from your bedroom. Not what anybody thought, but it's what we're doing. And I guess one of the things that's bringing me life this year is I've always wanted to learn how to knit. So I had a friend show me how all this before COVID started, and I'm up to 1 hat and 3 wash rags. So I'm challenging myself to keep making new projects.
Well, we expect a hat for everyone by the end of this meeting, and we expect Amy Higgins to make us a 4-course dinner.
And we'll clean up with the wash rags.
Oh, great idea. Full circle. And Brian can record it and put it on LCTV.
But you have to wash your hair before you come, Paul. You can't wait till we have the dinner.
All right. And Chris Rich is going to read a children's book about it. Okay. What a great group. What a dynamic group. Let's hop up to Gila Sabetti on the 3rd floor of my screen.
Hello there, I'm Gila Sabiti. I teach at Western New England University in the College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences, pharmacology. And what this group truly infuses life and meaning in terms of service to the youth and the community. And maybe I can plug in close, were they not just highlighted in a news article?
We were, you may have heard of the New York Times of Longmeadow, The Reminder, and we were featured. For the Longmeadow. It was a big deal, Gila. I don't want to say I've gotten a big head about it, but.
And I think we might be featured in a CAD Cup publication soon.
Ooh, that's national.
Yeah, we're they picked up on something that we posted about one of the things we're doing, and then they sent us a whole series of questions, and they want to highlight us for something. So that's cool.
It ended up mostly being about how our youth leaders, which none of them showed up tonight, total slackers. I'm imagining it must be final exams or something. I don't know.
I don't know. I saw a lot of, they were all at the meeting Tuesday night. They have their own club. So their energy.
So they're at your meeting, Shelley, but not our meeting. Makes us feel a
Yes.
lot better. Okay, great. For all the new people, Amy and Jennifer, I'm incredibly sarcastic. I'm from a very big family, so people think I'm rude, but it's kindness, just cloaked in sarcasm. It's so good to see everyone. Thanks for sharing what brings you life. And so I'm Paul McNeil. I didn't introduce myself more than I should have. So I coordinate the coalition. We have a bunch of great board members in this room. We have Amy Higgins, a new board member. Chris Rich is a board member. Gila Sabetti's a board member. Candace Healy's a board member. Shelley Warren's our board chair. So we have a lot of wonderful leadership on this call, and it's really great to see everyone. We have a pretty brief agenda, but Shelley's got a really wonderful thing she's going to facilitate called Jamboard.
It's called
Jamboarding.
So because I work in the school, I have had, and I do mean this part seriously, actually the pleasure of learning a bunch of new ways to engage people. And it's time consuming, but it's yielded interesting results. So this is one of my latest favorite, maybe you could say Jamboard is bringing me life lately. So I'm gonna share it with you, like it or not. So has anybody here ever used a Jamboard in a meeting before? Ooh, this is gonna be exciting. Okay, so we're using this not just to highlight a piece of technology, but to share with you like a sneak peek of our parent survey that we have ongoing right now. So our parent survey, we're hoping to run through sometime in January, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later on in the meeting, but we already have about 70 responses. And so I'm just gonna give you a sneak peek on the data, and I'm gonna use Jamboard to do it. And one of the things that we do a lot in the coalition with data is social norming. So we try to look for places where there's a gap between people's perceptions and the reality that we have from our data, and we try to close that gap. So like for teenagers, for example, they will often think that everybody's doing it. You know, that's what everybody's doing. And we collect information that shows, well, exactly how many people are doing what, and we try to like bring their expectation more in line with reality, and it takes some of that pressure off of feeling like, oh, everybody's doing it. So, and that's a part of what we do with our school climate survey data. So anyway, so we're gonna do a little game with Jamboard. And what I'm gonna do is click over, hold on. I'm gonna go into the chat, and Paul, because you messaged me, I can only message you now. So what I need somebody to do is, oh, you just messaged everyone, right?
Yeah. Well, you can just click
Okay,
the to button and go to everyone.
Sign up to everybody. So I just put in a link to Jamboard. So I'd like you to go into the chat and click on the Jamboard link.
Close jam. Oh, is that the lingo?
Yeah.
Close our jam.
Oh,
This is our jam.
Paul, I need you to enable screen sharing so I'll pull the Jamboard up for everybody as well.
Oh, I see. Okay, you got it. I think you can now do it.
Okay. And
whoa, is that real? Is that El Cap?
That's Half Dome.
Half Dome. It's right next to it.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna brag for a second. That's my daughter. That's my daughter and my son on Half Dome.
In Yosemite.
Yeah, crazy.
That's a great shot.
Oh, it was amazing. Nico took the shot, my son, and I was not as high up as they were. That's all I'll say. So I am not featured in that photograph. All right, so with Jamboard, I see a bunch of people on there. You can see my cursor, and I'm over on like the little menu bar on the left. So what I'm gonna ask you to do is to pick up a sticky note, which you do by clicking on this little sticky note icon underneath the arrow. When you click on it, it gives you a sticky note, and you can just type in your initials, or you can make up something if you'd rather not be identified. And then Oh, somebody put one.
Oh, cool.
And then I'm going to ask you to place it on the spectrum where you think it is. So my question on the top is, how many parents report having clear rules about drug and alcohol use? So if I think 75%, I will place it over here. If I think it's 100, I'll place it over here. So I'm just going to give you a second to all kind of register what your perception of that question is.
How many
parents who
report?
answered the survey reported having clear rules about drug and alcohol use?
And this is this year? Like this is fresh, hot data?
This is our current data, yep.
Whoa.
But you're asking us to guess?
Yep, I'm asking you to guess.
Okay.
So we're kind of gauging what our perceptions are in the room.
Gila is so smart. I'm going to follow her.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Brian, what do they call that in gaming? Table talk? If you
And then what I'm going to do is take mine and I'll put it over at the right answer.
Oh,
So,
I see what we did. Okay.
15.
Shelly,
Sorry.
change the color of yours so it's more dramatic.
I know if I change my color, I don't know if I know how to do that. There we go. I'll make mine pink. Okay. So then I'll put the correct answer, clear rules about alcohol, is actually right over here, 90%.
Oh,
Whoa.
I was
Yeah.
way too pessimistic.
Yeah, Amy Higgins, that's got to be some car thinking that you got going on there.
I doubted people. I thought not many people would have had the clear talk and rules.
Yeah,
That's good to know.
90%. So,
Everyone's having it.
all right, what percent of parents felt like they had little to no influence over their teens' use of drugs or alcohol? So we'll do the same thing.
Oh, I'm going to keep it right where it is then.
What's the question? It's not showing up.
Yeah, can you pop up the next question?
It says it should say it on the top. You guys, oh, you have to go to page 2. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
Oh.
Yeah, up at the top here, you click to go over to page 2.
And we have to
And
make,
we
a,
have
new
to make
sticky.
a new sticky.
Yeah.
Yep, make a new sticky.
I don't want to make a new sticky.
I could have cleared the board every time, but I thought you guys might get more confused by that. So, little to no influence.
Oh, that's tough.
Jan's in here. Is
Oh, wait. What
Amy,
percent of parents?
Amy
Wait.
Higgins is in here. Is the other Amy able to figure it out?
I'm going 50.
I definitely don't know how to do this sticky note. I'm sorry.
That's right, you did it on the
You
first
see
one.
this,
I thought
Aim?
Oh, I did?
yeah, I thought you did.
No.
Oh, never mind.
No.
Aim,
Yeah.
can you see the screen?
I can see the screen, but
Do you see this right here? Oh, I don't have the cursor though. Over on the
Yeah, right
left hand
yeah.
side.
That's the sticky note. So
Yeah.
you click on that,
Yeah, I did.
and then it should give you
That's-
this.
Okay.
You know what?
And then you can just type on there.
Are you looking at Shelley's sharing
Yep.
of her screen?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, that's why.
if you open the link that she put, it's like 15 steps that we just assume
Yeah.
everyone.
That's okay.
Yeah, if you haven't used Zoom.
If you look at the link that she shared in the chat box, you
Yep.
click that link and that'll open up to the real deal jam board
Mhm.
where we're all actively participating.
And it's
Okay.
okay to just follow along too. If you,
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that because I'm afraid I might mess something up.
Oh, you're not going to mess with it.
it gives you a taste of like the kind of learning curve the kids are going through. You know.
Yeah. Yeah,
They're on-
I'll have them give me a Zoom 101 tomorrow.
Yeah.
So this is the reality is 0%. So like all 100% of our parents actually felt like they had a significant influence
What?
over their
Wait.
teens' use of drugs or alcohol. So
100% felt they did have an influence.
So they're confident that they do have an influence.
right.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna flip to page 3. What
Amy
percent?
Higgins is so clueless about the parental perceptions in this town.
So
I was going to say, at least Amy, I can't put my sticky note, but I'm 2 for 2, so I'm doing pretty good.
So this is what percent of parents have talked about the risks of underage drinking with their teens in the past 12 months.
I need a new sticky. Oh boy.
Losing confidence in myself. I don't know if I want to do this.
No, it's so cool.
Oops, I grabbed somebody else's sticky note. Apologize.
I grabbed your sticky. These things are stuck.
That's kind of fresh.
Oops.
People talk about grabbing each other's Sticky
Oh boy.
notes.
Okay, Brian, edit that out.
It's getting
That's a
Oh,
whole other type
God.
of meeting.
Yeah.
That's a different meeting.
all right.
What
Ready? This
percentage?
one.
No, I'm not ready. Hold on.
Oh,
Oh, I didn't do it.
Of underage drinking with their teen and past one. I bet so many more than we think because they've been trapped inside.
that's true. Actually, it might be influencing our data.
But
Oh,
I'm doing table talk. No one listened to me. I should have muted myself.
all right. It's 90%.
Whoa.
90%.
Nice.
Gila, get with it.
Okay. What percent of parents allow their teen to drink in the home sometimes? And this
Oh,
question
boy.
had a parenthetical thing saying under your supervision or like with adults. So it wasn't like, oh, you let them drink when you're not there. But what percent allow their teen to drink in the home sometimes?
Everyone switch your screen to slide 4. And then
Yeah, it's slide
sometimes.
4.
Oh, so few. I'm going to say, oh, no, table talk. Don't listen to me. Hello, my name is.
I'm dropping myself down here so I don't throw you off.
I think it was also tough because how do you define some? Is it you have a sip of champagne, you have a toast at a wedding, or hi, I'm drinking supervised, doing a flight of tequila?
Yeah.
Yeah, it said it did say it's not including a religious purpose, so like a seder wouldn't be included. It said I think that the phrase actually did say like wine at dinner or a drink at dinner. So it was 8% down here.
Oh, wow.
And we had no parents, like they could have said that they do it often or all the time, and no parents said that.
Oh, I see. So you were, of all the Likert scale options, you chose the sometimes. Okay.
Sometimes, because we had nobody who said often or all the time. All right, what percent of parents felt that teen marijuana use posed no risk or slight risk? So we're on page 5. Uh-oh, I just got an error report.
What's that mean?
I don't know. Hopefully, are your Jamboards working?
Yeah.
Okay, so hopefully mine reloads. We have a thing in my house where if somebody uses the microwave, it interrupts your online activity.
That's too funny.
I feel like the perception of this is getting, of marijuana use is getting, more mainstream. So I feel like people are not really, don't think it's concerning anymore. I don't know.
It's like less and less concerning, right?
Yeah, that's what I feel like anyway, because of the way culture is going with it.
Yeah. So Brian, you're way over there, but it's over here. It's like 23%.
Shelley, drop your pink square on it.
I am.
Shelley.
Oh, there it is. Okay, sorry.
So 23%. And I will say, like, even though you're guessing, some of you are guessing way over here, that was the, of all the substances we asked about 3, that is the one that parents perceived the least risk about. So they perceived more risk for alcohol and also for prescription pills. And then for marijuana, they perceived the least risk.
What was the percentage again, Shelley?
23%.
So it's like 1 in 5 parents believe that there's no risk or slight
Not
risk.
much risk, yeah.
That's a lot of parents, 1 in 5.
It is. All right, what percent of parents would be upset if another parent gave their teen alcohol?
Ooh.
You guys are all getting the hang of this. Who's got the winky face?
I do.
I like it. And loading, is that you, Candace?
No, I'm making fun of her.
Oh, I see CH for Candace. Okay.
I can't get back to the screen.
Oh, really?
I'm lost. I'll get it.
I can't believe, Amy Higgins, you're on a phone, aren't you?
No, I have my laptop in the car.
Oh, so smart. Okay.
So you're on the right track. Most of you, it's 100%.
Oh, that's what I thought.
Yeah, 100. Yeah, all the way over here.
100%. So I thought that was interesting. And that's a good, if that holds true as we finish to get our data, that's a good data point for us to work with.
Yeah.
For
although I have in like the social norms marketing literature, apparently it's like it's a problem when you have a 100% data point or a 0% because people just don't believe it. But
Really?
yeah, but I hope we get 99 or 98. Yeah.
So yeah, that is interesting. It's like I can see that.
Yeah.
All right. So
I'll take a
this
survey a
is the
whole
last
bunch
one.
of times for you. No problem.
No, don't do that. Okay.
It's funny. That was my thought too. I was like, well, I could take the survey, but that would be a total lie. All right. So what percent of parents reported parenting during COVID was challenging?
Thanks for putting my sticky up, Paul.
Amy's car. Oh, you didn't do that, Amy?
No.
This is so funny. I have never had anybody joke around like that with what the sticky notes, Paul.
Paul, move it to like 99% for me.
Okay. I'm going to go over here. Go right. I'm going to hide behind Chris.
I know, huh? All right. So the answer to this one is about 86%. So,
Wow.
which I thought, if anything was going to be 100%, I would have thought that one would have been 100%, to be quite honest, because I have yet to speak to a parent who's having a great time with this.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah.
Okay, what parent do you speak to that has a great time parenting outside of COVID?
That's
It's a
true.
challenging thing to do no matter
Yes.
what.
That's a biased question.
There are no challenges. Like, who are these people? Like, I don't understand. So, yeah. So that's it. The last slide, I think, is blank because I don't know how to get rid of the last page. Yep.
Oh, no. I mean, we can use it, though.
We can?
Well, because now we're all acclimated. I would love to get people's feedback on certain things.
Okay. I'll pose a question, and our last one will be for a group brainstorm.
Cool. Let's see. Thank you so much, Shelley. I would love to ask people what their reaction is to that data. What are your knee-jerk first responses?
Do you want people to post it or say it?
Oh, sure. Actually, I was going to ask people to share verbally, but let's do some post-its.
Hey, Brian's cat.
And you can post more than one if you want to.
I like the idea of changing the colors. That's fun.
How do you make that larger? Who just did that?
Drag the corner, I think.
Drag the corner, like, oh, there you go.
Brian's cat, what do you have to do? Meow. I'm just stealing people's, I hope that's, yeah, there you go.
Spreading them out.
Brian, is this the most interesting virtual experience you've recorded for LCTV yet?
Honestly, I think this is the best thing we've ever
It's a Shelley, 100% Shelley Warren product.
This is so cool.
She did all the tech behind this too. It's her product.
So, all right. So you can read each other's thoughts.
Who's got the best radio voice?
But it's interesting that the 0% and 100%, that one of you had that thought, right? That it sounds like it's all too good or too bad to be true. Nothing is pure, right? So it's hard to like take that. And then right next to it, thinking that people want to make themselves look good. So they kind of will answer. It's a self-selecting sample too. So like what kinds of parents are going to be, willing to take the time to do our survey is, another piece of the data. So it's
self-selection bias. That's always a problem. You can't really do much about it.
right.
But yeah, you only have data from the people who've been surveyed.
So Paul, do you want to segue into talking about where we are with the survey and what the group, what we can do next to support that? Is that
Yeah, sure. Let's go to another. I mean,
I'm going to stop my sharing, right?
stop your sharing, but then everyone can still have their Jamboard open. And I just created a new page 10 because I would love now to stop your sharing, and I'm going to share I have a little presentation. Where are we going to go here? Right there. Okay. Where's my Zoom?
You have to minimize sometimes the screen and it hides behind it.
Oh.
Yep, like your Chrome window or whatever your browser window is.
Yeah.
Zoom gets stuck behind it sometimes. We can see you.
Oh, weird. Okay. Well, I'm gonna just make some things smaller because I wanted to share this stuff, but I can't see my Zoom. Sorry, guys. I really can't see my.
You have Zoom, the little icon at the bottom of your screen.
Zoom.
You can click on that.
Can you alt tab to?
Oh, there it is. Yeah, thank you. Great idea. I clicked the little tab. Okay, sorry, folks. I'm going to share my screen. And this is an example of last year's, actually it's going on 2 years ago now, a result of the data that we collected, and we did a social norming campaign around positive parenting practices. And I think everyone's received the couple of postcards in the town of Longmeadow, if you have a teenager in a middle or high school, around substance-related behaviors and parenting practices. So this is what we're going to do with the new data we're collecting. I just wanted to remind people of what we're doing with it. And the theory is behind the social norms campaigns is that if we share this message and make it pervasive and omnipresent all around town, and people really get the idea of 9 out of 10 parents have clear rules about underage drinking, and they identify themselves with that healthy, positive majority, then the gap in perception between, ooh, I think not many parents do these things, but I know that I do that thing, the gap in that perception will close, which is good, because that means more healthy, positive parenting practices will happen, and parents will be confident and feel like they're part of a social norm. And so there's one about clear rules about underage drinking, and here's one we did about not allowing drinking in their home. So it looks like the data is already better this time around, which is cool. And so this is what we want to do with the, and on the back of these postcards, there was just a bunch of tips for, how to talk to your teen about these things. Yeah. Anyways, I wanted to share that. And then in our chat box, I put let me bring that out for myself. In the chat box, I shared the survey link. If you guys could copy and paste that in your excuse me, in your contacts, we would love for you to share our parent survey. It's on a SurveyMonkey platform. And we really, really want as many parents as possible filling this out. We've already filled it out. Thank you. If not, please do. And it takes about, I think, 10 or 12 minutes to fill out, which is kind of a long time. So we are grateful that you do that. And seriously, every parent you know of in the school district, please just copy and paste that little link and share it out. And if at the very end, if they sign up for to be our coalition member on our MailChimp newsletter mailing list, then their name will be added to possibly win a gift card, a $20 gift card to the restaurant or eatery of their choice in Longmeadow. So there's an incentive to sign up other than having a voice on positive parenting practices. So that's our survey link. That's
Can I
what
tell
we're
you
going to.
one quick comment about the survey.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, there's a closing message that I think is outdated and has something about complete by June.
Oh shoot, I have to edit that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So but that means, Jennifer, it was a trick, and it was you caught it. You took the survey.
That means you get the golden ticket.
You get the golden ticket. You get $25 to Luigi's.
Who has now closed or gone into different ownerships. So thanks for
Gets closed. Have fun with nothing.
Jennifer, you are invited to buy out Luigi's. Thank you so much for that tip. I'll get into that and fix the ending of that. That's important because June is a long ways away.
Well, and I think it was the past June, so I think it might make people feel, oh, I've got the wrong link. I've done something wrong.
Yeah.
If I'm just, and I could be confusing this with another survey, but I don't think.
No, I think you're probably right. I edited the last survey, and I probably didn't catch that. Thank you so much. It's parents like you. Well, that's fantastic. So let's go back to the Jamboard, and I just wanted to get people's little Post-it note ideas of like, how do we get this message out to as many parents as possible? And hopefully we've already taken on some of these strategies, but let's just throw them out there. So I'm going to write one that I think we should still try. This is page 10 of 10 on the Jamboard.
Can you repeat the question, Paul?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Suggest how we can better get this survey out to the parents who we actually want to complete it. So like someone just wrote sharing on Instagram. Great idea. We have paid advertisements on Facebook and Twitter that have been running for the last week. And so that's a great idea. We haven't done it on Instagram, I don't think. So
I do post these on our community calendar every month. These postcards. I haven't gotten one for this month though. Paul, I don't know if you want to email it to me, the newest one.
I will. So I'm gonna write that on a Post-it note because that'll go in our minutes.
Here, I can write it. Let's see.
Share with LCTV.
Community Cal monthly, because I would put it up when you started doing this. I would put it up and it would run for the month, and then I would get the new one. But I don't think I got the latest one.
Thanks, Candace.
Oh God, my cat.
Oh, this is too fun, Shelley. I'm gonna Jamboard all night.
I have a question. Has anyone maybe thought about working with the school nurses to maybe perhaps put out emails with this link to a survey?
Well, that's such a cool idea. We've well, first of all, put it on a Jamboard Post-it note because that's awesome. And secondly, that's such a good idea. We really lean on Marty and the school building principles. So Nicole and Liz at the middle schools, and then Tom at the high school sharing it is a big deal for us. Marty has the biggest return on investment as far as emails. Like he has a great click rate. And so we love Marty sharing it. We're going to have him share it again before New Year's. Literally every time he shares it, it's like 20 more people fill out the survey. But we've never had nurses do it, and that's a totally different audience. I think when people see something from a nurse, they might take it in a different vein. I think that's a great idea as far as health, right?
Yeah.
That's an awesome idea. See, that's why we have people come to the meeting.
I'm curious, are any of you getting messages from the nurses directly?
So actually yesterday, I think it was maybe today or yesterday, I did get a email from not only the middle school nurse at Glenbrook, but also the high school nurse, just kind of reaching out saying, now that the kids aren't in school, we are here, we are available, you can still talk with us, email us, concerns. They also, of course, want to know if any kids test positive or family members, but I think it's important too that the kids and the parents know they can reach out to the nursing staff for this is a really tough time. And sometimes it's just talking to someone in the healthcare to maybe get a better understanding of things that you might not know the answers to, or even just some emotional support. And nurses are really great at that.
I like the idea. I'm thinking of this year, the state canceled the SBIRT screening, which is a substance use screening that we just added within the past 2 years at the middle and high school levels. So I wonder about, I don't know that parents know that yet, you know, so it could be a message saying there will be no screening. Here's the screening tool, because parents can ask those questions on their own, right? And here's a survey for you. So it could be like a message from the nurses, you know, relevant to substance use particularly. So.
Yes, and Glenbrook, the nurse at Glenbrook has actually been sending out emails monthly. Like she basically started like a monthly newsletter. So I don't know about the other schools, but I have noticed that from Glenbrook. So
She's so cool. That nurse she's relatively new in the last couple of years, but she's like, she's really on it. Awesome idea.
So I'm going to put, all right, ask nurses. All right, great.
It's already on there, Shelley.
You got it already?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We've been Jamboarding this whole time.
I had to get off my Jamboard to see you all. Okay.
I'm sorry, the phrase, I can't get enough of it because it just seems so 90s. There's something about it. I feel like someone has like a beat or one of those big, remember those cassette tapes on their shoulder and just walking around the neighborhood. And
I remember, but you were too young to remember that.
Me?
Boombox.
Boombox, thank you. Well, there's this, my buddy made a video called Jambox and it was all about a boombox. And it was a great sketch. Anywho, these are wonderful. So putting messages.
10 minutes left to the regular meeting before we the board meeting. So how do we want to prioritize the last?
Well, I want to read a few of these and just thank people. And then the last thing was we're basically just sharing with folks what we've been up to as far as like our funding changes and things like that. So QR codes, I'm just going to say QR codes is an awesome idea, and that's what we're going to do. So I love that. We're going to put them on those A-frame posters, and I think we should put them at the drop-off at the high school and then rotate them to the middle schools. It's a great idea. Or no, because people aren't dropping off. But the food drive, that's such a good idea. I'll try to see if we can get something up by that Saturday. Thank you so much. And I think sharing on Instagram. Okay. I think that's it. I'll just email. We've got all these things. We've been posting on Long Meadow Forum. We got it. Let me go to the next part of our agenda. And am I still sharing my screen?
Yep.
Oh, cool. So this is what we've been up to. We have been focusing a lot more on, since we haven't been as in person the last 8-9 months, we've been doing the parent social norms postcards. I think we sent out 3 or 4 of them since school went remote. And then we helped develop, Candace was really helpful in developing this message for safe storage. So not just for medicine, but for marijuana, alcohol as well. And so I came up with these 3 ideas. So Talk It Up, Lock It Up was a campaign already nationally. And so I was like, we're kind of missing talk, lock, but the idea of like taking stock I thought was important. So thank gosh it rhymes. And so this is going to go in the reminder on one of those reminder stickers. That was Kathy, what's Kathy's last name? Not Marino. Kathy Marino, this is her idea to use the stickers on the front of the reminder. So that'll happen, I think, next week. We'll see these messages around parents just keeping an eye on their alcohol because there's more alcohol in the home. We know that in the last 8 months than normal. And then keeping track, taking stock of the alcohol and talking often and talking early with their young people about substance use and their rules and consequences and locking things up. I think a lot of people still don't really think that it's important to lock up their alcohol or at least to keep it out of the reach of very little children. But locking up your alcohol, locking up your marijuana now that is legal in their home, and then prescription medicine for sure is becoming more important. Anyways, this is going to be a campaign that's going out. This will probably go out on a postcard as well in the next month or 2. But we wanted to make this a sticker to go on all takeout bags in town. So if you're getting something from Max Burger or the kitchen or a pizza place, we want these stickers to be on every takeout container that you can think of for at least a couple of weeks. That was our big blitz idea. And there was one other thing actually we wanted to put a sticker on something. It wasn't just bags. Anyways, I'll try to come back to that. Where is the... Okay, and so we wanted to give parents the opportunity to I think this should probably go out in a newsletter unless people have other ideas, but just reminding parents how important it is to talk about substance use with their children. I think parents already know that, but I think it's going to become even more important. I met with Katie Kroon and Karen, what's Karen's last name?
Rochers.
DeRozier, thank you. Yesterday about what might happen when students come back to in person after the vaccine is out and people are feeling safer and the schools are a better place to be in person. There might be this sort of rebound effect as far as socialization, where everyone's feeling really ramped up to like get together and do things socially, and parents might feel even more permissive around like, oh, my poor teenager hasn't been able to socialize, so I'll let them have a party or I'll let them go to the party. And so that's something that we're a little bit anxious about, and so we wanted to get ahead of that a little bit with messaging. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and say we had to shift our funding. So usually we fund a lot of in-school endeavors, things like ESPERT, things like the in-class curricula for the health and wellness classes at the middle school and the high school, but everything's now going remote again. And so we invested in a bunch of remote learning modules. So the Botvan Life Skills is this evidence-based curriculum that we've been using for years, for even as early as grade 3. And so prescription drug abuse prevention module is a new module they have that's available remotely and digitally. So we invested in that for our middle and high school wellness teachers. There's a program called Avoid, and that is an anti-vaping curriculum for health and wellness classes. And it's really engaging. There's, I think, 4 modules for this, and it's gotten a lot of really positive attention nationally for a good anti-vape, like vaping specifically, if you have a vaping issue in your town. And we certainly had really high vaping rates before we surveyed last year, and then we had a 50% drop in 1 year. So we're seeing things change with vaping, and we still want to pay close attention to it with decreasing youth use and increasing their perception of harm. And then we invested in Third Millennium, which is a curriculum that is, you have a module around alcohol prevention and education, or a module around marijuana, module around nicotine. There's also one called Respect and Resolve, if you can see that. And that's, it's around healthy relationships. And there's also a module around other drugs, so prescription drugs and the like, stimulants and sedatives and things like that. Shelley has taken on the intervention options that Third Millennium has offered us. And Third Millennium, again, it's an evidence-based curriculum package that it's not cheap, but it's had really, really good outcomes. And so we haven't usually been able to spend money on this because we invest in other social emotional learning outcomes in the schools, but everything's been so upside down this year with remote learning that it just gave us a new opportunity to try this out. And Shelley, do you want to report quickly on how it's been going using the intervention tools?
Well, we've had one student complete one so far. So basically, if a student gets caught, or has a discipline issue related to a substance, this is going to be included as a part of the response. So there's whatever the school does for discipline, but then there's also completing this course and then meeting with me for like follow-up related to it. So we have 3 students currently who will be assigned. One has already completed. So we're kind of at the beginning of trying it, but it's interesting because it uses like motivational interviewing. For those of you who know what that is, like it asks them about their relationship with the substance and assesses their readiness to change. And then also kind of interviews around like what their triggers are. It helps them make a plan based on their readiness for change. And then they can opt in for like support, online support, texting and messages and stuff based on what their plan is as well. So it kind of gives them some tools for either trimming or quitting whatever the substance is that, is of concern for them. So far it goes well with like what we do in the counseling world for this anyway. And we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Thanks, Shelley. And Candace reminded me that we also use the safe storage materials that we developed to go out on the LEAF mailer. So the Longmeadow Education, is it Excellence in Education Foundation?
Yes.
They did a district-wide mailing that we were a chief sponsor of it. And I never would have known about that mailing happening unless Candace was like, hey, you can jump in on this. Like, they're doing it right away. And so we had it ready to go. So I was so excited for that exposure, for that kind of messaging for parents to see. It's funny, Shelley, the data you were sharing, I'm like, we don't have to do anything with parents anymore. They know everything. They're doing everything. We did it, but
well, it is because I was thinking from the data, like we still have these campaigns that are focused on drinking, but I think like pivoting to marijuana is really probably where our data is showing us, needing to go next. So obviously we're going to do what we're going to do here. And the store, the lock it up, talk it up, or the lock talk, take stock. Like that, I like that includes marijuana too, because I do think people don't think of it in that way. So
cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I thank everyone so much for joining us tonight. We would love to get together again. We could meet. There's a lot of things going on in March. We're going to do some fireside chats. We're shooting to do some fireside chats outdoors where parents get to get together and to network and connect on different parenting issues around raising teenagers. And we're going to try to do those. We will do those with social distancing in mind and safety in mind at the Longmeadow Yacht Club on March 4th and on March, I think it's 18th. And so stay tuned for those. And we're going to shoot to have another full coalition meeting toward the end of February. And so if people have Thursday the 25th on their radars, that would be great to have another full coalition meeting. And is there any questions?
I just add to that quickly. So if you have any ideas or thoughts about the fireside chat notion, shoot them my way or Paul's way, because we're working with the special programs committee at the school district on putting that together. But so we're looking at 2 different conversations right now, and we haven't yet picked like what our theme will be or what the format will be.
I mean, if you have any suggestions, please either share them in the chat box. You can stick around. Hey, you know what? You're going to have the little Jamboard open as long as I'm going to do another page, 11th page. If you want to stick around on the Jamboard after we hang up, feel free. But just to let people know, some topics we've already raised are anti-racism in the community and how to talk with your kids about it and how to sort of learn about it and deal with it with ourselves as parents in the community, and what racism has to do with substance use. And so that's something we've talked about. Also just how parents are managing with the stress of COVID and like self-care and coping skills, things like that have come up a lot as topics. I think we're going to address that even earlier than the fireside chats with some remote learning options. But things like that, please share your ideas for good topics that would bring you out and some friends out to an outdoor event in March. Anything else before we hit the road?
So if you're on the board, we're going to just stay on, and we have some budget stuff to look at with Paul. We'll try not to have our board business take too long, but we thought rather than having you out for 2 Zoom meetings in a week, we would try to combine them and do it together. So
great. Right. So board members, stick around. Non-board members, maybe next year. And thanks so much, Jennifer. Take care. Bye, Brian. Thanks for recording the meeting.
Nice to meet you, Jennifer.